Oh, sorry, guys. I'm back again. Tom Powell, I was wrong. He has been a tick. Tom Powell has played 19 games this season. He's above average for possessions. He averages over 24 possessions, and he's had a pretty, by the stats, he's had a real reliable, successful season. So that I would say Tom Powell's a tick. So Tom Powell, tick. Will Phillips, question mark. Okay, let's go to 2021. Horn Francis, well, nothing they could do there. He wanted to go. Josh Goda, pick 22. Again, guys, I don't know enough about Josh Goda. Goater. I don't know enough about him. So I would say question mark. Paul Curtis at pick 35. That was a good recruit. He has been a very reliable, very good player, Paul Curtis. I think he bats above his weight, especially in a team that's really struggling. He always manages to find ways to hit the scoreboard. So he has been a good recruit. Miller Bergman at pick 38. Again, question mark about that. Jackson Archer at pick 59, I think it is. I think again, question mark. I think Miller Bergman and Jackson Archer. Again, guys, I don't know enough about those players, but, I know a little bit about Miller Bergman. I've seen Jackson Archer play a few games. I haven't seen enough of them to know whether they're a tick or a miss at this stage. I mean, you could arguably say that they're misses or they're question marks because they're in and out of the team. They haven't been able to cement themselves. I know they're only young, but anyway. They're not really that young. This is the thing. They're all 22, 23, a lot of these players. Anyway, okay, so we go to 2022, the draft haul. We've got Harry Sheasel at pick 3, George Wardlow with pick 4, Braden George with pick 26. So I would say Sheasel tick, Wardlow tick, Braden George, again, question mark. Okay, so we go to 2023. So we've got Kobe McKercher at pick 2. Now again, guys, he's only young, so it's really hard for me to definitively say, yeah, these players are ticks, these players are misses, because I've seen enough to suggest he's going to be a good player, so I'd say tick. Zane Dersma, again, question mark, I would say, but again, Taylor Goad, again, I haven't seen enough of him. Will Dawson, in and out of the team as well. Riley Hardman, the same thing. See, this, North Melbourne, these players they should be coming on at some stage. Anyway, in 2024, Finn O'Sullivan, I've seen enough of him to suggest he's going to be a player of the future. Kobe McKercher as well. I've seen enough of him to see that they're going to be players of the future. But, guys, look, and it comes back to, I've reviewed the draft quite heavily here. It comes down to, what do I think with all these first-round picks that, you look at it from 2017 onwards. Davis Uniacke, Taron Thomas. They didn't have one in 2019, a first-round pick. 2020, Will Phillips. 13, Tom Powell. So Will Phillips, Tom Powell. 21, Horn Francis. Okay, well, he's not there anymore. Josh Goda at pick 22. that still 22, I'd classify that as a pretty high pick. 2022, they've had Sheasel, Wardlow, Braden George, at 20, Kobe McKercher at pick 2, Zane Dersmer at pick 4 in 2023 draft. Will Dawson and Riley Hardman are still high picks at 22 and 23. That is still a high pick. Taylor Goad too at pick 20. I don't know if he's even played many games this year. That is a huge question mark, And Finn O'Sullivan in 2024. Now, what do I think the problem is at North Melbourne now? I do not think that is a talent thing. The names I've listed there, that a lot of these players are at end of early second round picks or first round picks. And they're not just first round picks like Will Phillips at pick 3, Tom Powell at pick 13, Horn Francis number 1, Josh Goder at pick 22, Sheasel, Wardlow, Sheasel at 3 and 4. Braden George, still a pretty high pick at 26. Kobe McKercher at pick 2. Zane Dersmer at pick 4. Finn O'Sullivan, another first round pick, number 2. There's enough. Look, guys, I know a lot of these players aren't old as such, but there needs to be more effort. There really needs to be more. And you can mix in Luke Parker in amongst all that. You can mix in Jack Darling. You can mix in Caleb Daniel. There's enough talent. There's enough experience on that list. And there is enough talent with all those first-round picks to warrant a better effort. There should be no more 100-plus point losses. And I know Clarkson said, it's because, Aiden Core and Darcy Tucker and these sorts of players aren't there and it's leaving their defence very thin. That's just an excuse, Clarko. I don't mean to be rude. I couldn't do any better, but that's just a blatant excuse. That is not the reason why you conceded plus 76 or some ridiculous stat inside 50 count. And you got belted in the clearances and got belted in the contest in a midfield that has Sheasel, Wardlow, even Will Phillips can't get a game. You got Luke Parker that runs through there, Jai Simpkin, Caleb Daniel, the list goes, Kobe McKercher, Finn O'Sullivan, Davis Uniacke. You should not. And you've got, I think Tristan Cherry was injured, okay. Tristan Cherry and Nikolaki were injured. It does not excuse to get belted in an area where you drafted really strongly. Now, I could not do any better, but guys, for people that think that North Melbourne have improved or they should, where they are at is where they should be at, they've got rocks in their head. And again, guys, I couldn't do any better. I could not run any better. But these guys obviously have talent. These guys obviously, they just, I don't know what the issue is, but these sorts of belting should not happen. I don't know. I don't know what Clarkson's doing. I don't know what the game plan is, but these sorts of performances should not be accepted anymore. I mean, if this was at a big club like Carlton or Richmond or Collingwood or Essendon or Hawthorn, these sorts of performances would not be accepted 3 years into a rebuild. I mean, Clarkson, since he's gotten there, has not improved North Melbourne one bit. There's been really very minimal improvement in 3 years. So I'm not solely blaming it on him, but, the players out there, it's a collective effort. It's the coach and the players. The players just, whatever the game plan is, which no one really knows what North Melbourne's game plan is, whatever it is, it's obviously not defence orientated enough. It's not, teams just walk through them like they're witches' hats. Anyway, guys, what I personally think is it's not a talent issue. It's not even an age demographic issue. I know they've got a lot of young players, but guys, you don't need to be 30 plus years old, or you don't need to be 27, 28 years old to give effort. Because no game plan requires no pressure and intensity around the ball. All right, guys. That's my opinion on North Melbourne, and I mean, I hope for Clarkson, and I hope for North Melbourne and their limited fan base. I hope that I hope they improve. I hope they improve. I hope they start being, at least at the bare minimum, they start becoming more competitive and start winning more games. All right, no worries. Catch you guys.